For us, Cleveland is a special place that many of us call home. Memories come from participating in sports programs. Some have actually reached professional levels by coming through these same fields. Today, the teenagers playing in this baseball championship game will get that same opportunity right here at Brookside Park. It took a team effort from everyone, sponsors like the Cleveland Guardian Charities, volunteer coaches, City of Cleveland, to provide this baseball opportunity this summer. Welcome to Brookside Park, Jim Thome Complex for the 2024 Cleveland Senior Baseball Championship game between the Halloran Hawks and the Estabrook Hawks. Hi, I'm Tim Wells, and my partner is Brandon Baxter in the house for the senior boys. And Brandon, what can we expect today?
Tim, thanks a lot. You know, I have to say that these two teams are not strangers to each other. Estabrook actually beat Halloran 3-1 back on July 3rd at Jose Ramirez Field. Tim, I got to say, it looks like it could be a tight game tonight.
Well, that's something we can look forward to. So without further ado, we're going to go over to Edwin Santiago for the player introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brookside's Talty Field for the 2024 Senior Boys Baseball City Championship between Halloran Hawks and the Estabrook Hawks. Introducing Halloran Hawks. Infielder wearing number 1, Fernando Rios. Wearing number 9, right fielder Josiah Martinez. The shortstop's number 3, Omar Biascochea. Number 4, outfielder Manny Villaran. Outfielder number 5, Cesar Rios Jr. Wearing number 6, center fielder Matthew Vega. Number 7 is the second baseman, Roberto Benitez. Infielder number 10, Leo Ellington. Number 11 is a pitcher, Luis Correa. Wearing number 12 is the pitcher, Juan Figueroa. Infielder number 13, Randy Torres. Wearing number 14, left fielder, Manny Quinones Jr. Number 15 is the first baseman, AJ Biascochea. Doing the catching, number 8, Luis Vasquez. Wearing number 16, left fielder, Damian Thompson. Playing first base, number 17, Ishmael Sastre Jr. Halloran Hawks are coached by manager Cesar Rios Sr., assisted by Rudy Torres and Steven Burgos. And introducing Estabrook Hawks. Outfielder number 1, Hector Recio. Doing the pitching, number 2, Frankie Cruz. Outfielder number 3, Sam Kozak. First baseman, number 5, Eliasel Toledo. Doing the catching, number 6, Logan Samoji. Number 7 is the center fielder, Hunter Black. First baseman wears number 8, Dustin Samoji. Third baseman is number 9, Jesus Vega. First baseman, number 10, Janiel Figueroa. Number 11 does the catching, Joey Rivera. Second baseman, number 12, Benji Pilier. Pitcher, number 13, Juan Toribio. Third baseman, number 14, Carlos Gurrell. Infielder, number 15, Randy Cifuentes. Number 16 is the third baseman, Joel Miranda. Center fielder, number 16, Musa Zaid. Infielder, number 4, Juan Martinez. Designated hitter, number 17, Angel Umpiere. Estabrook Hawks are managed by C.J. Hawkins and assisted by Cliff Hawkins. At this time, we ask those who are able to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous
Well, Brandon, as you can see, we have a perfect day weather-wise. Did have some rain earlier, cooled everything down, so a nice cool temperature, a beautiful field. And again, our special thanks to the Cleveland Guardians, as they were the ones that made these turf fields possible through their charities. So a great day. So first of all, we're going to start with the visiting team, the Halloran Hawks. Let's talk about how they got here, the playoff wins, and we'll do them first. So the playoff win 14-3 over the Old Ball Buckeyes, 25-11 over the Zone Raiders. You mentioned that 3-1, but what did the coach tell us the keys were for his team today?
You know, the key really is to score early, get up ahead quickly. You know, they're pitchers, they've got to throw strikes. You know, playing good team defense all around has got to be something that's going to have to stay solid throughout the entirety of the game.
And his biggest concern going into this game?
Keeping those batters off the base paths from bases on balls. Don't be walking batters.
And we will take a look eventually at some of the key players that are playing for that team. And we'll come back and mention them at the first chance we get, obviously, Cesar Reyes. Before you do that, though, let's take a look at the umpires that are going to be calling today's game. And again, the umpires are from the Greater Cleveland Umpires Association. They're certified through the Ohio High School Athletic Association. And if you look at the umpires, you can see they're meeting here at home plate. But earlier, on the left is Carlton Darrow. He's your home plate umpire, a 1985 graduate of Benedictine. 22 years as an umpire, retired. In with the sunglasses on and the big smile, Chris Jacobs, first base umpire. 1970 graduate of Rocky River, 17 years, independent contractor. Next to him is Kevin Stowers, the tall second base umpire, 76 graduate of East Tech, 35 years as an umpire. And also on the right, Mike Paul, your third base umpire, 1970 graduate of Chanel and 29 years as an umpire, and he's also retired. But they also are going to have to deal with some special rules. Let's talk about those.
Well, you know, for the championship game, it's a 7-inning game, Tim. As for the batting order is concerned, they do have an additional hitter. We're calling them an extra hitter, so each lineups have 10 batters tonight. Base distance, 90 feet, 90 feet. You've got pitcher's distance, 60 feet, 6 inches. The mandatory play rule, everybody's got a bat. Everybody's going to play in the field. Starters can re-enter if needed. And there is a run spread rule of 10 runs after 5 innings. If you need to speed things up, they need to do an intentional walk. No pitches have to be thrown. Courtesy runner for the catcher, Tim.
And obviously, when you're talking about the defensive team, Estabrook, we'll talk about them. But earlier today, we had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Estabrook Hawks, C.J. Hawkins, to find out his views on his starting pitcher today, Frankie Cruz.
And I'm here with the coach from the Estabrook Hawks, telling us a little bit about his starting pitcher going into the game.
Yeah, our starting pitcher is Frankie Gallen. He's got a good mix, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. As long as he's pitching ahead and he's pitching to contact, limits his walks, I think he should be fine. You know, we're not trying to go out there and get 7 from him, but if we can get, 4 or 5, we've got a good catcher, Joey Rivera, behind him. So, I like our defense.
Thanks, Tim. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Nicole. And again, what a great smile. And again, we appreciate you coming on board here and helping us as we go through the day. So defensively, let's talk about the defense, if we can pick them up here. As far as defensively with the Estabrook team, and I'm looking at left field is Hector Recio. That's why I got a Spanish guy around here to speak that language. Their pitcher is Frankie Cruz. And then the center fielder is Hunter Black. The first baseman is Juanil Figueroa. The catcher is Joe Rivera. That's going to play a big role. Can he block the ball and keep it in front of him?
You've got a big backstop behind you, a lot of space.
And their shortstop is Juan Turiba. And in third base is Carlos Grill. And in right field is Musa Zaid. Second base is Juan Martinez. And Angel Umpire is going to be the extra hitter, so he won't be on the field, but he'll be the extra hitter.
He's a big bat out there to have.
Did you get it? I think you got it. There it goes. There it goes. We're playing baseball. All
So once we get our spotter in place, we will be underway here. Leading off for the Estabrook Hawks is number 1, and it was Fernando Rios. He's a 10th grader from Rhodes, and he's also a big supporter of the again, this is a guy that when you talk about the guys that make good contact, he's the guy that'll sit up there and he'll make them throw strikes. You're not going to see him chase too often. He's got good speed.
It looks like he's got a good eye at the plate. Took that first pitch right off the edge there.
So we are underway at Brookside Park for the 2024 Senior Championship game.
Fouls that off to the right side.
You know, Brandon, we always talk about when we do these games, it usually takes an inning or two for them just to relax a little bit. You know, being on TV, the lights, the big field,
well,
the
sure.
crowd. Yeah.
And it's a championship game. A lot riding on this, obviously.
We're just doing outs and base runners, I believe.
There's a foul ball back.
My name's Mike, sorry.
Now, Tim, here, Fernando's a shortstop. So his favorite player is Francisco Lindor. That name rings a bell, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I watched him play the other night for the Mets.
Oh.
And, you know, you see the guys that are in the majors, they make the big money in trade.
Right.
Oh, they get more grief. If they ain't hitting every pitch for a hit, you know, you can hear the crowd, you know.
It's, you know, for the money they make, it's still a difficult job trying to hit that baseball. Round ball, round bat, most difficult thing to do.
I wasn't sure, that's why I wasn't getting it right away.
It's a good eye, that ball. Bounced in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher there. We got ourselves a full count. Got Cruz trying not to walk that leadoff batter, and it's going to be swung, fouled off down the third baseline. So we're going to do it again here at 3-2.
It's odd, too. The other thing that really hit me strange, both teams have the nickname of the Hawks.
Yeah, try and keep track of that.
Yeah.
That's,
well, we're safe to say the Hawks are going to win today. We just don't know which Hawks.
There will be a championship Hawk trophy. Swinging, there's a ground ball to third base. Looks like it's booted over there by the third baseman. So the leadoff batter is going to reach here to start the game.
So batting second is number 7, Roberto Benitez. He's an 11th grader. He'll be going in 11th grade over at Rhodes. I like that favorite player, though, that he picks.
Yeah, you know, Jose Ramirez as a favorite player, it's kind of hard to miss on that one. Pulls back the bunt and a throw down to first base. Looks like Rios got back in safely.
I'll tell you what, in all the years you watched our Cleveland team, I can never remember anybody have that chant, Jose, Jose, Jose,
no.
Jose. Oh, you got to believe he's pumped.
There might have been a few Joeys in place of Albert Bell once in a while.
Oh, yeah,
it was
that's
always
right.
Jose, Jose.
And Benitez, again, a good hitter, good contact. He's hitting about 326 or 325.
Pickoff attempt over there at first base. Rios dives back in safely.
Folks, we want to let you know that at the end of the game, we'll be selecting an outstanding player. We'll see if we can match him. Here's the throw, and he's in there.
Ball bounces into center field, but good backup by the center fielder there. That is, looks like number 7 over there for Estabrook. And it's Hunter Black playing center field. So nice backup there. Talk to my kid about that all the time. He plays center field for his team. It's good to back up your second bag there. Nice block in the dirt as well.
And on deck is Juan Figueroa, the pitcher. And you're going to see some guy that can really hit the ball.
Second batter in a row to start the game here. We're going full counts. And what did we talk about before the game? Not walking batters, Tim.
Yep. Avoid those long innings, and that's where they're going right now.
And he's going to strike out looking for the first out.
My. Well, we're going to be nice. We can't say anything. Although I'd like to say it. Well, you see it when they in the majors where the guy looks at it like, are you serious? You called that a strike?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that look before.
So now, Juan Figueroa, he's a 12th grader. He's going to Old Brook, and he's a pitcher. And this guy is hitting .500 during the season.
That's a healthy batting average.
Oh, my Lord.
So you got a 50% chance guessing what he's going to do here, Tim. So he's going to swing. He's going to drive him back into center field. You got the runner Rios tagging up at second, but he is not going as the throw gets makes its way over to third base.
Nice arm by the center fielder.
Yes, that's Hunter Black out there. So we've got 2 out, a runner at second base. Still no score here in the top of the first inning.
So this is Ishmael Sastre. He'll be going to the 12th grade over at Holy Name, the third baseman.
One of the namers, huh?
And he's one of the guys that played on the RBI team that was in Pittsburgh. They just got back late yesterday. They went all the way to the championship game, and they lost to Detroit 9-7. But in the regular play, we beat them 9-8 in extra innings. So they won all the other games. So they had a good showing, a lot of effort. This could be.
That thing is swung on and driven deep to left field. That ball's gone. We're going to watch that go over the left field fence for the 2-run home run here in the top of the first inning. Ishmael Sastre puts the Hawks up 2-0. And Tim, we were talking about it earlier. You said that this kid is a hitter, and looks like you were right.
Whoa! Listen, I had a little whiplash when I looked to see that ball go out, and I said, "Oh, it's out of here."
Well, that pitch was high, and he just kind of tomahawked it, Tim. Got it out over that left field fence, and that's quite the poke. Here it is again. I mean, he got up on top of that ball, tomahawked that out to left field. Gives Halloran the early 2-0 lead.
So now, batting fifth is the right fielder, Luis Vasquez. And as soon as we can, we're going to try to get those key players from Halloran. And we'll tell you a little bit about them. Obviously, Sastre was one. Figueroa, he's another one. Rios.
And you just saw what Sastre could do right there with the home run.
That's
2-0 count now to Vasquez.
That's tough when you play games like this and you get a big hit like that. And then you get down to the later innings. Is he going to bat, or are they going to let him hit?
Right. Right. Well, that's the thing you run into with the extra hitting.
Yeah.
And we talked about the rules at the top. Everybody's got to play. Everybody gets in. Shot foul over on the first base side. Vasquez hanging in there. Wants to see if they can put another hit or two up there on the board.
So we're in the bottom of one. We're just underway. And Halloran is up 2-0 on the home run by Sastre. And I want to let you know, folks, I'm looking at the trees, and they ain't moving. So there was no help on getting that ball out of the park.
Not even a jet stream where we are. And that is another walk. One of the keys we talked about.
Yeah, let's take a look at those key players that we've been talking about. And again, here they are. You look on the left, Fernando Rios. He's an infielder hitting 450. Spark to go get us going and a great contact. And then the big guy in the middle, talk about him.
Ishmael Sastre, he's the one that we just saw go deep, obviously a power hitter. Led the team in RBIs. And as we say that, we've got ourselves another deep drive to left field. That ball bounces up against the wall. One runner is going to come on in and score.
And they hold him right there.
That was actually a ground rule double. So the runner from first has to stay at third. That ball bounced over the fence.
Wow.
No shortage of display of power here this evening here, Tim.
You better believe it. So 13. No.
And that was Leo Ellington with that that drive to left.
So now it will be up to, I want to make sure I get the right guy here. This is number 5. Cesar Rios is what I'm showing. Ooh. And they hit him.
That said that hit him. I'm not 100% sure. That sounded like it might have hit the knob of the bat. Of course, anybody's got those elbow guards nowadays.
And CJ's going to have a talk with his starting pitcher out there.
Yeah, it's got to really rattle Cruz here in the first inning. You got to be able to settle him down. So hopefully CJ can do something for him there. Because right now, Tim, you've got Halloran with a 2-0 lead. Got runners at second and third, 2 out.
And the next guy coming up,
bases loaded. My apologies.
he's a
with
big
that hit
guy
pass.
too. This number 16, Damian Thompson, 12th grader, homeschool, and he loves the Guardians.
Kind of hard not to right now, the way they're playing this season, Tim.
I'll tell you what, everybody keeps saying, you know, are they going to hold up? Are they going to hold up? And all I know is they keep going. You just took 2 out of 3 from Philly.
Not bad. Best team in baseball right now. Bases loaded, ground ball to the shortstop. He's going to take it on his own. That runner is called out. That was a very close play at second base there, Tim, but they're going to call him out. Halloran's going to go into the bottom of the first inning, leading 2-0.
So, a good start for the Halloran team. They could have made it a lot more with one of those hit, but they hung in there. So let's take a look, first of all, at the Estabrook batting order and who's going to be leading off, and then we'll also take a look at some of those key players. So if I have it right, number 1, leading off is number 7, Hunter Black. He's the center fielder. Batting second is Juan Toribio. He's the shortstop. Batting third is Carlos Grell at third base. Batting fourth is Angel Umpire. He's the E8 extra hitter. Batting fifth is Jonil Figueroa. Batting sixth is Frankie Cruz, the pitcher. Batting seventh is Joy Rivera. He's the catcher. Batting eighth is the right fielder, Musa Zaid from John Hay. Batting ninth is Hector Recio, and he's in left field. And rounding out the batting order in the 10th spot is, help me here, who's 10?
Juan Martinez. Yep. And he's playing at second base, number 4.
So first of all, we did catch up with the head coach of the team here from Halloran, and we asked his views of his starting pitcher today.
Thanks, Tim. I'm here with head coach of the Halloran Hawks, Cesar Rios. Tell me a little bit about your starting pitcher.
My starting pitcher, he's really good. I think for today, he just needs to stay the way he always pitches. He's a really good pitcher. He got good command in his pitches. And his offense has to do the job to make a win.
Thanks, Tim. Back to you.
Well, that sounds like the chemistry, but from what I'm seeing him throwing, you got a little smoke on that ball.
Well, you could hear it, Tim.
Yeah.
You could hear the smoke.
You know, they never think about the catchers. They never think about the catchers that are catching those balls at that high speed. So let's take a look at those key players for the Estabrook team. And there's some good ones at that. When you're looking at the key players from Estabrook, let's talk about those.
All right, on the left side, we've got Juan Toribio. He's shortstop and he's a pitcher. He's a leader, Tim. Very good defensive shortstop. He's also the captain of the team, was the 2023 MVP of last year's championship game. We also have Angel Umpier. He's the extra hitter, power hitter, including Janel Figueroa. Number 10, the first baseman, plays where needed, and he is quite possibly the most consistent player.
So leading off is number 7, Hunter Black. He's from Davis Aeronautics. He's a graduate from there. Man, I'll tell you what, don't ask me to hit that pitch.
There was a time, Tim, I thought maybe I could stand in against something like that, but nowadays I'm ducking.
It's almost like when I watch Class A come in, it's like the other team don't even want to be in there.
No, no. And why would you? I mean, with that kind of slider that he's got and his cutter, right?
Oh my gosh, Jesus. I think this is by far the best bullpen that the Cleveland team has had ever.
There's a ground ball over to third baseman. He's going to make the throw over. That's going to be the first down. So Hunter Black grounds out to start the beginning of the bottom of the first inning.
Big, strong throw. There he is, Ishmael Sastre. This guy loves to play, loves to play. So batting second for them is number 13, and that's Juan Toribio. He's a graduate of James Ford Rhodes. Definitely was on the championship team, hitting .488. Again, a Mets, Francisco Lindor. We're going to have a talk with some of these guys.
You know, I get it. I remember growing up in the days of Ken Griffey Jr. You know, even though Cleveland had those Murderers Row type of lineups in the mid-'90s, a lot of my buddies grew up rooting for Ken Griffey Jr. That sounded like a strike, Tim.
Oh, didn't even. All I heard was thump.
Don't be alarmed if you smell smoke. He comes back with a bender there on that one. Now that might have been his changeup there, Tim.
That was a changeup?
Yeah, you don't want to hit that one either.
Yeah.
Staying alive fouls that one off. And 2 strikes here. One ball and 2 strikes on Toribio. And Figueroa is just bringing the heat right now. Swing and a pop-up over to right field. Can of corn, and 2 down. And catch out there made by Leo Ellington.
So batting third is number 14, Carlos Grell. Attends Garrett Morgan School. He'll be a senior, hitting .473 on the year. Wow. Wow. You got that, Ron? You think you hit that pitch?
Did you get?
You're right, Ron. Yeah.
I think the key is against a pitcher like this, you're obviously gearing up for the fastball, but watch for that curveball or that changeup. Something's going to change up that speed and throw you off. Just like that, throws that changeup. And quickly, Grell is in the hole, 1-2. Figueroa wasting no time on the mound. It doesn't even look like he likes to take a rest, Tim. Throws a curve, ground over to third base. Throws him out. 3 up, 3 down after 1 inning. 2-0, Halloran.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, in the Senior Boys League, they would be playing on Monday and Wednesdays. And it's all totally free. Uniforms are provided. And also, the equipment is provided. And if you're at on a recreation center team, they'll help with the transportation so that they can get to them. But most of these guys usually get there on their own. But the other thing is, they also have the ability, even have this team, they can play on another team, and they can also try out for our senior boys RBI team that plays in the regionals.
That's great. That gives them a lot of different opportunities to get out there and play ball.
Because they cannot afford these super travel teams that pay all that money.
Tell me about it. My son plays, he's 13 years old now. He's not onto the travel teams yet, but, you know, we're saving up for that just in case.
And we also would like to mention, and at the end of the game, we're going to ask Crystal to get the awards, and we'll present them at the end of the game, but those don't happen because it was Boyd, Watterson, Tim Highland that we called up and said, hey, can you purchase these shirts and trophies for our people to play? And he went right ahead and did that. So all three of these games that we have on TV, the awards were donated by Tim Highland from Boyd Watterson. So again, our thanks so much, Tim.
That's awesome.
So leading off now is number 6. And let me find 6 again. Looks like a base hit.
That's going to drop in.
Who is it?
Couldn't tell if they were communicating out there in right field. Typically, that's going to be the right fielder's job to call off the second baseman, especially when he's going back and he's got the sun in his eyes, Tim. But that ball drops in, and we've got ourselves a leadoff hit here in the top of the second inning.
So now batting is number 15. And again,
snap throw down to first. Lucky enough to grab a snag on that. Keeps the runner close, though.
I'm going to try to say this. AJ Biasacochia.
That's close. I think it's, I'm going to try it too. Biascochea?
You're a lot, that's right on.
Let's give that one a try.
I know the mom very well, you know. And she's a great lady. I mean, she's just, and I think it might be, maybe it's related to the one that I know, because her kids are a little bit younger.
Snap throw over to first.
Wow.
And we've got Vega diving back in.
And folks at home, we want to let you know that we're going to be passing on some great fall programs that are going to be offered.
The ball gets away on the throw down to second base, but Vega's going to be in with a stolen base. And that puts Halloran right back in familiar territory, Tim. While they've got a runner at second, that's another runner in scoring position.
I'll tell you, they love to play just like the Guardians. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to put pressure on you.
And that's the idea, right? You know, like you said, put pressure on them. Make them make the mistake. Biascochea with a drive into left center field. That's going to get down at least for a double. You've got Vega rounding third. He's coming in to score. Biascochea rounding second, going to third. And he is going to be down safe into third base with the triple. And that's going to give Halloran a 3-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, he hit that like a line shot.
Well, it came off the bat like a shot out of a cannon, all the way into the left center field, hits the fence. And once it gets out that way, Tim, I mean, the outfielders aren't exactly playing terribly deep, but they've got to run back on that ball. And then by the time they make that opportunity, or they get that opportunity to get to the ball, you've got yourselves a triple.
So they're going to go to a change here. And
Frankie Cruz is stepping out.
It looks like he's going to grab the shortstop, and if I remember right, the second pitcher they had told us they were going to probably go to when they go to him. Let me make sure I get the right name here so I don't mess this up. This should be Juan Toribio. So Juan Toribio is their next pitcher they're going to go to. And again, as he warms up, we did talk to Christian was the one over there talking to the coach about his relief pitcher, and let's hear what he had to say.
Thanks, Tim, and I'm back again with coach of the Estabrook Hawks, C.J. Hawkins, checking in about our relief pitcher for the next couple innings.
Yeah, our relief pitcher is Juan Toribio. I mean, obviously in a perfect world, we didn't have to go to him, but here we are. We had to go to him. Fastball, curveball, throws hard. He's just got to get ahead, hopefully finish his game off. Hopefully we're not behind. If we are behind right now, then I'm very sad.
Thanks, Tim. Back to you.
Have you been paying attention to?
So the one thing he talked about was being behind.
Yes.
And I thought when they were talking about the keys, Halloran had talked about scoring early, getting ahead. They've been able to do that.
They have.
But as far as long innings, again, Estabrook seems to have hit that rut right now, and they're only in the second inning, so it's 3-0.
Well, and Hawkins in this case chose to go to Juan Toribio. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but I believe he threw the no-hitter in the championship game last year. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
So no stranger to the limelight here with Toribio. He was the 2023 MVP of this same championship game. So he's going to try and hold it down here for Estabrook. We're going to turn around over to the top of the order as Fernando Rios fouls that ball off for a strike. Reached on an error. It's first time up.
And came around and scored on that error. I'll tell you, the walks and errors, and again, they talked about we need a good, clean first inning, and they did not get that.
And Toribio sure can bring the ball too, Tim.
Absolutely.
Nice block in the dirt there. Rios stepping in there. Nobody out, trying to bring in that runner off of third base. Timeout called. Fernando steps back in. 3-0 Halloran here in the top of the second inning. And here's the pitch to Rios. Ball gets away. Not far enough for the runner at third to get too far down the bag.
Sideline. Can you please back from the fence? Our announcers are having trouble seeing the complete field. Thank you. This means you.
Gracias.
All right, now here's the pitch to Rios again. Down, and he is going to take another walk. That's another walk, Tim, for Estabrook. The exact thing that they were trying to avoid, as we talked about that early on.
So now, batting is number 7. And that's Roberto Benitez. Now, he struck out looking.
And now he steps up with runners at the corners and nobody out here in the top of the second. Drops a great bunt down. That's going to get the runner over to second, and that ball is now thrown away. The runner from third comes in to score. Here comes the runner from second. He's going to come in, and we've got ourselves 2 more runs on a bunt, Tim. Wow. Benitez gets all the way around over to third base, atoning for that strikeout early on, brings in 2 more runs for Halloran.
You sure Stephen Voigt isn't coaching this game?
That's a lot of hustle out there.
Yeah.
That is a lot of hustle.
Small ball, oh my Lord.
You know, one of the things you always talk about is telling your base runners to put their head down. Don't watch the ball as you're running the bag, and that's exactly what Benitez did. Kept his head down. Toribio now going from the wind. Still nobody out here in the top of the second. Halloran's got themselves a 5-0 lead.
And Juan Figueroa flew out his first time.
Ball is bounced in the dirt. Not going to get far enough away for the runner to advance and score. Toribio, who last year threw that no-hitter in the championship game, having a little bit of control problems here.
So 1-1 count. We do want to remind you folks that besides after this game, that next week.
That's a line drive caught. First baseman right there in the right spot. Makes that snag for the first out here in the inning. But Tim, that ball was just blazed to John L. Figueroa over there at first base.
Well, what are they going to do, Coach? It's down 5. Is he going to let him swing?
Well, we saw his last swing, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that one, I still don't think that they found the ball from that one, Tim.
Yeah. I'm sure the deer grabbed that one. We usually have some deer to come through here at one time just to kind of see what's going on.
I'm pretty sure we all exclaimed, "Oh dear," when he hit that over the fence.
Oh.
Sastry fouls one off. It's a 1-1 count. So here we are with one down, top of the second inning. Halloran with a 5-0 lead. 2 of those runs came off the bat of Ishmael Sastre here. He's got a runner down there at third base with that one out. And here's the pitch to Sastre. Swing and a miss. He's got himself 2 strikes.
Isn't that called power versus power and that swing there?
You know, you see it in the big leagues. You see it in the smaller leagues too. I mean, these guys, they can hit, they can pitch. And they're getting stronger every year. Takes down low. We've got ourselves a 2-2 count. Sastre trying to do a little bit more damage here, Tim. And he's going to chop that ball over to third base. And that is going to be the second out. He still is going to drive in that 6th run. And that was Benitez that scored there, Tim. So Sastry's driven in 3 runs today so far. We've got 2 down, and this is Luis Vasquez, the right fielder, walked his last time up. That is a strike right down the middle.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Brandon and I will be back here next week where we will have the junior championship game. These are 13 to 15-year-olds. And Michael Zone is taking on a pretty tough team as well from Roberto Clemente.
Should be a good matchup.
Oh, yeah.
It's a swing and a miss there.
That's why, Brandon, if you notice around me, I keep a lot of guys that speak Spanish. So we understand what they're saying. I know some of them, but not a lot.
I regret that I took French in high school. It should have been Spanish.
So 8 goes down swinging.
And that's going to be the final out here of the top of the second inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. 6-0, the Halloran Hawks.
And again, folks that are watching this, again, these are 16 to 18-year-olds. You can sign up at your local recreation center. The first question is, if my kid plays high school, can he play this? Yes, once your high school season's over, they can play. And again, a lot of the coaches that are on the high school scene are always encouraging their players to get on a summer team, play. This will help you. And with us doing it the way we're doing it, now somebody like Sastre not only plays these games, but he also plays with the RBI junior team, senior team, and then they played tournaments every weekend. So that was a bunch of games they picked up.
Yeah. And
then on top of that, he could play on a travel team. Now, a lot of times we worry about 3 because of the arm. You want to make sure that guy's pitching when he comes back and pitches again. So that's something to keep an eye on. And we do have the run spread rule in effect for this game. After 5, if they're leading by more than 10, then the game would be over. But again, we called this is going to be a tight game. But right now, Brandon, I'll tell you what. I know that the coaches from Estabrook did not expect this. They thought, hey, listen, they've had a great season. Nobody could touch them.
Well, they played that close game before, a 3-1 game last time, Tim. And in this case right now, anything but.
And the field that's down at Clark Field now, they call it Jose Ramirez. That was all Jose Ramirez's idea, that he wanted to have a field down there for the Hispanic kids to play on. And
it's a beautiful field.
Oh, my Lord, yes.
Well taken care of.
So now batting for Estabrook is number 17. And umpire. I always mess this kid's name up. Umpier. Angel Umpier.
I like to say that too. Takes a strike from Figueroa. Once again, not wasting time on the mound, Tim. He's just blazing fastballs down the middle here.
Man, not fair.
Umpier with the ground ball over to short. Takes it on one hop. He throws on the run. And a nice dig out. What a great dig over there at first base. Gets the runner. So that is the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Umpier grounds out to the shortstop. And that was Biascochea that made that scoop over there at first base, Tim.
My Lord, my Lord.
That was a nice scoop.
Great play. These kids play some good defense, too.
Yeah, they do.
So now it's number 10. And this is Janil Figueroa. He goes to Lincoln West. 495 on the season.
Not a bad average. Trying to catch up to that Figueroa fastball, though.
Here comes the coach. And I'm wondering what's going on here. I didn't see anything.
No. He's making his way straight out here to Figueroa.
I'll bet 10-1 it was a Spanish conversation.
One that I would not have understood.
Yes.
Tim, I lived for 2 years in the Orlando, Florida area. You would have thought I would have picked up something while I was down there. I didn't. Well, at least not Spanish anyway. Janelle swings and misses at the high fastball. And he is down at the count.
I think I figured out what he told him. You know what he told him? Quit messing around and use your fastball.
Just go at him.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
I mean, he's snapping wrists out there, and not in a good way.
My God.
Trying to back him off the plate there a little bit.
So now it's a full count.
Which might be the first full count that Figueroa has gone to so far tonight. Chopped over towards the pitcher. Figueroa's got it, and he's going to take it himself for the second out. So far, Tim, we're seeing Figueroa do it on the mound. We're seeing Sastre do it at the plate.
Wow.
We've got 2 down, and here's Frankie Cruz, who is tonight's starting pitcher for Estabrook, stepping in. Takes a strike. And Cruz hit 350. He's a 12th grader from Rhodes. Takes a high fastball there. 1-1 the count.
They moved him over to shortstop after they took him out of the mound. So They said he has nice soft hands. He can really play a nice shortstop for him.
Takes another strike, and he's in the hole.
Again, you're watching TV 20. We are Cleveland.
Fastball high. Now, since that mound visit, Tim, you're right. He's just thrown fastballs here at this point. Watch out for the off speed, though. Chops it right back to Figueroa again. And he's going to take it himself for the final 2 outs of the inning. And that's going to leave us with a 6-0 score in favor of the Halloran Hawks after we've played 2.
Well, I'll say this. We've had those kind of a game like this now. Right now, we've gone through 2 full innings. You can see that the Estabrook team's putting the bat on the ball.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think they kind of a little bit shell-shocked with the defense. That's what hurt them, and they put them way behind. So now they got to work their way back in.
Well, you see the score there at 6-0. 3 of those runs have come credit to Ishmael Sastre. So he is half of the offense there so far for Halloran.
So we are here at Brookside Talty Field. You see the score. This is the Senior Boys Championship game, and it's been all Halloran Hawks. Welcome back to Brookside Talty Field, where you have the Senior Boys Baseball Championship game in the city of Cleveland. And again, you're looking at number 10.
That's Leo Ellington fouling one off down the first base side for the first strike here in the top of the 3rd.
He's their right fielder. He's a graduate of John Marshall High School.
They are the Lawyers, are they not?
Yes, they are.
They are. He's going to drive one into left field. Gets down for a base hit, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Ellington over to second base, and he is going to go in with a stand-up double to lead off the top of the 3rd. Tim, you mentioned earlier we've got the run rule in effect tonight, and if these guys go up by 10 or more after 5, it's going to be a short night for this championship game.
It sure does. It sure, and I would have never thought this.
No, these teams, I mean, this is why they play the game, but when you look at it on paper, these guys have played each other, in the past, but they've played each other close. And this time around, Halloran is just putting it to him at the moment.
We're looking at Cesar Reyes. He got hit by a pitch the first time up.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. So nobody out. We've got Ellington over at second base after that leadoff double. Here's the pitch from Toribio. Ball in the dirt. It's going to squeeze between the legs of the catcher, and it's going to get back to the backstop. And Ellington is going to go on down to third base. So what looks like it was it was in the dirt. Could have been a wild pitch, but a lot of times a catcher can get down and squeeze.
You got to block. You got to block. And that's the key. Play on this field. If your catcher can't block and keep those things in front of you, you're in trouble. And that's one of those arts that a lot of times people.
Well, the field like this, it's a turf field, Tim, and so it's a fast field. It moves quickly. And so Rios now with that runner down at third base and nobody out, looking to drive in the 7th run of the afternoon for Halloran.
So we're in the 3rd inning.
And I'm not sure what he's calling time for. I don't believe that was a balk. Otherwise, the runner would have come in to score.
No, the batter asked for time.
Okay.
Usually coaches cry when they start their motion, and they call it. But.
Ground ball back up the middle is going to get through. Ellington comes in to score. Rios, who gets one right back past Toribio there. And we've got ourselves a 7-0 ball game. This is Damian Thompson stepping in. Runner's going, but Thompson fouls the ball off, so Rios is going to have to make that round over at second base and head back over to first. I know they're not using wood bats here, Tim, so.
Wow. Wow.
Thompson got to switch out for another bat. Maybe just didn't like the feel of that one. And he reached on a fielder's choice last time up.
This doesn't show them in the truck. They will do it at the bottom of the fourth. So the next inning.
Throw over to first. He caught him leaning, and he got him. Picked off of first base, Toribio. And that is going to be the first out of the inning as he picks off Cesar Rios. Clean bases. Thompson still at the plate. And Toribio in the fires a fastball that's fouled off to the right side. Thompson staying alive right now.
You know, a lot of times these guys that are stealing these bases, you can look at, you know, any level. If that pitcher's not throwing over, they're going on the first move.
Yeah.
That was a good move by them throwing over.
Oh, very good.
I'll tell you one thing that'll stop them from taking it on that first move.
Damian Thompson hanging in there on an 0-2 count. Looks at one in the dirt. My mistake, that's now a 2-2 count. That was 1-2 on that pitch. Thompson, who reached on a fielder's choice the first time up, batting here with one out, top of the third. And that's a fastball right down the middle from Toribio. Thompson strikes out looking for the second out. And that's going to bring up Matthew Vega.
Well, folks, we want to let you know that at the middle of this inning, Nicole is going to have a very special guest, and she'll be talking to one of the parents of the Halloran team and getting her views about today and dealing with their child playing. You know, sometimes we think about Little League Baseball and we forget what the parents have to go through. How many times you got to change the meal, and how many times you got to get to this one or that one and make sure. And then if they got multiple kids playing in different fields, it's like, all right, you take this one, I got that one. You know.
I tell you what I've learned about having a child that's playing in the you know, little leagues is how many times you got to wash that jersey, Tim.
Oh my Lord Jesus. And whoever picked white, you know, how many times say,
Believe me, the parents have meetings about that before the season, and the parent that says white, everyone else groans at that parent. Vega takes strike three right down the middle, and that's going to end the top of the third inning. But we still have ourselves a 7-0 ball game.
So as we're at the middle of this inning, we're going to go over to Nicole as she has a parent with her, and we're going to go to her right now and see what the parent has to say.
I'm here at the beginning of the third inning with the mother of Ismail Sostri, number 17, and I wanted to talk to her about how her son is doing this season, especially this game. He had an amazing first inning, so I was wondering what it took to get to this journey of getting as far as he got and how he got to be as good as he got.
So it's been very emotional. He's starting his senior year this year, so he's played RBI this summer, and he's been playing since he was 3. He's played T-ball. His brother has been a huge mentor for him and showing him the game of baseball. So I always tell him, you know, you got to be great. You know, don't be good. You got to be great. Someone's always better than you. You got to push yourself to get to where you want to be. So, yeah.
That's great. Let's go back to the game and see how the rest of this inning plays out.
All right, Nicole. A typical mom Hey, forget being good. You got to be great.
That's right. That's right. Play for mom. And so far, Ismail is doing exactly that.
Oh, my Lord.
2-run homer in the first. He's got 3 RBI so far here in the game. And, you know, he's put the Halloran Hawks on the map here.
So if I have it right, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
We are with a 7-0 score. I'd tell you that the Hawks are in the lead, but, you know, you could ask me which Hawks.
And folks, we want to let you know that we're going to have some free recreation programs that are taking place right now. And it's time to sign up at your recreation centers for the fall season. And we'll be talking about those from a sport to a non-traditional to a life skill to aquatics and arts. It's all there. And it's just a matter of checking with your local recreation centers.
Figueroa and his blazing fastball comes back in here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. It looked like he changed up his arm angle a little bit there. Dropped down almost like a sidearm. Second time around through the lineup here. Maybe he's trying to show these guys a little bit of a different view. That's still a fastball, though. And this is Joey Rivera batting for Estabrook here. He's a Rhodes grad. Swing and a drive back to deep left field. That ball's going to bounce over the fence. We've got ourselves another ground rule double. Joey Rivera.
Somebody woke that team up.
And maybe this is what they need to really get that ball rolling. Start this inning off right. Joey Rivera with a booming double to left center field. Ground rule. Finds himself at second base.
So now Musa Saeed, number 16. He's a graduate of John Hay. He's been playing right field, hitting 400. And I'm a little bit shocked at the player he picked, but again, Tristan McKenzie, I have a strong belief he's going to be back.
You'd like to see someone like McKenzie put it together. He's a good kid. He's been a product of the Guardians organization for quite some time now, and he's a great influence on the local Cleveland scene here. So maybe he knows something we don't. There's a ground ball over to first base, and Zaid is going to ground out, but it's going to send Rivera over there to third.
So that's the first out, if I'm correct.
It is. You are correct.
And we're now going to number 1, the left fielder, Hector Riccio. He's a 12th grader at Garrett Morgan School.
His favorite player is my favorite player, Tim, Stephen Kwan.
Oh, I love that guy.
So much fun to watch him play. Reminds me a lot of what we used to see out of Jason Kipnis.
Yep.
Puts the bat on the ball, plays hard every single pitch. Estabrook looks like they're going to send the runner, and he's going to get in. So he is going to score Estabrook's first run. That was Joey Rivera scoring, as Hector Riccio reaches at first base on that fielder's choice.
Okay, so that brings up their second baseman, number 4. This is Juan Martinez, also a student over at Garrett Morgan School.
Juan takes a ball high. The last inning, Tim Figueroa wasted no time just coming at these guys, fastball after fastball. That ball is going to be popped up to first base, and that is going to be the second out.
So now we go back up to the top of the order here. You can see here a real easy play, and look at the second baseman. He's out hustling over to cover first in case that guy goes too far.
Excellent backup. Excellent backup. Rotate your players, get them to back up the other guy.
So Hunter Black, his first time up, grounded out to third. He's their leadoff guy. And he's not grounding out this time.
Not this time. He's going to fly into center field, which is going to get over the glove. We've got trail runners here. Hunter Black is going to make his way to third base with a triple. That run's going to score, and we've now got ourselves a 7-2 game, Tim.
Somebody got him awake.
And we've talked about it, and we knew that this wasn't going to be anything but a close game. Maybe just close in the sense that we're just going to put up a lot of runs and keep it close.
So 7-2, and you look at it right here. He hits the relay, and he's smart enough to run it in. So now it's going to be number 13, the shortstop, Juan Toribio. He flew out his first time up.
Juan, last year's MVP, came in relief, chops one. It's going to go foul.
What you got?
8-2. 7.
So Juan Toribio, who started at shortstop, came on in relief here after Frankie Cruz struggled in the first inning. Toribio chops that first one foul. And now he's going to chop one over to first base. Nice pick. Takes it himself. And that's going to be the third out. So after 3, we've got a 7-2 ball game. Estabrook is starting to make their way back. They're Eagles. They've got talons. They're clawing, Tim.
So now we're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. And folks, we want to tell you, first of all, as we're looking at the fall season, one of the things we want to let you know is that all your recreation centers provide free meals. It's usually between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. And again, you have to be under 18. You go to your local rec center, you have the meal there. And also it gives you a great opportunity. Once they have their meal, then they can go get into a recreation program. And it's a great tool that you can use by going to your local recreation centers. And again, these are all free. Also, as we think about it, we're talking about football, you always think of those Cleveland Browns.
Well, training camp opens this week here, Tim, and always hope for the Browns. This year is our year, Super Bowl, all of that talk, right?
We hear it every year, and this year they are loaded. I got a guy that loves the Browns, and he tells me they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going. I said, Tony, I'm telling you, they're going to be knocking on the door. But again, the one thing that's growing up big and it's booming is the flag football. The NFL put together a flag football for girls. They have the flag. And a lot of parents are more inclined to let them play flag just because of the fear of the injuries.
Which makes a lot of sense to me. I know I've mentioned my son a couple times playing baseball down in the Canton area. He's had friends who play on the football team have tried to talk him into it. And he's like his old man. He steps back and says, I don't know that I want to get hurt. I'd rather play baseball.
Yeah.
But flag football is an excellent way to do it. And with them living in the Canton area, you've got the Hall of Fame down there. So why not get involved?
Absolutely. And again, folks, please take that opportunity. And if you're not sure how to get a hold of your recreation center, you can pick up the phone right now and call this number on the screen. It's 216-664-2571. 664-2571, and they'll be able to help you. And for those that don't know the recreation center hours, they are Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 8, and on Saturday 9:30 to 6.
AJ Biascachea steps in. He tripled his first time up, Tim. Saw him make that pick at the end of the last inning over there at first base. A nice pick, took it himself. Leading off the inning here against Juan Toribio. Toribio into the wind and pitch.
I'm glad you can say his last name.
I was practicing it before the game.
I'm calling him AJ for right now.
That's probably what he goes by. Toribio finding that low zone there with a 1-1 count. Estabrook finally getting on the scoreboard last inning. We are now in the top of the fourth at 7-2. Biascachea takes strike 2.
Well, this is a big spot right here. If they can hold them from scoring, come back in there, they're going to be right at the heart of their order, 3, 4, and 5.
Tim, I'm so used to Toribio throwing strikes, I thought that was called strike 3, but Biascachea knows better than I do. Now that one's a called strike 3 as he goes down looking, Toribio with the K. That's going to take us back to the top of the order with Fernando Rios.
And he got on an air. He also was on with a walk. He's also scored a run. He's one of those guys that he works the count, he gets on base.
And he causes trouble on those base paths, obviously. Which is what you want out of your leadoff hitter. You want someone who can work a count, get on base, cause a little havoc on the base paths, and get you a run. Takes high.
You, all the years of coaching, when we had this kind of a player come up, I used to just pray and tell him, challenge him, make him swing the bat.
Yep.
I mean,
let your defense make the plays behind you.
You know, you look at the guys that are playing at the professional level and their batting averages, the odds are in your favor you're going to get an out.
Right. Right. Anymore these days, you don't see a lot of 300 hitters in the major leagues nowadays. They've given up the batting average for home runs, which I get it. Chicks dig the long ball, as they say, the old commercial from the 90s. Rio stepping back in. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch from Toribio. And that is lined back up the middle, backhanded at second base. And he is going to be thrown out for the second out of the inning.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's great defense
the defense
right there.
We've been talking about. Wow.
That was a nice backhand up the middle over there.
Juan Martinez, nice job.
Garrett Morgan School product. And it looked like that ball might have even been deflected by Toribio just a little bit. So great concentration on his part. Now here's Roberto Benitez. Bunted and reached on that bunt the last time up. What he was trying to do was lay down a sacrifice, but still managed to find his way on first base. So 2 down, 7-2 Halloran Hawks. Benitez takes a strike.
He'll be playing on this field a lot in the spring because this is where Rhodes plays a lot of their home games. Obviously, the Cleveland Municipal School District has been blessed when we get these turf fields because with spring, you know, with the rain, like today, it rained all day in the morning and then it stopped like around 3, and here we are. And I told the guy, there's no way it's going to rain. He had to remember that before the game. I just put that thing back. They don't realize the Lord wants them to play.
Toribio gets the swing and the miss, and that's going to end the inning.
That's key. That is a very key out, and I'm telling you, come back and look at it. Now you stop them from scoring. The momentum's going back to Estabrook's side. So this could be definitely one of those times where they actually come in and do a phenomenal job of being able to get back in this ball game. And the other thing I'd like to point out to you folks is that the programs that I've been talking about, remember they are totally free. And I'm familiar because before I had to take care of my hip, I would go over to the Estabrook Rec Center and they had the pool. So I'd go into the pool, and typical seniors, we would probably do 2 or 3 laps, and then they stand around like in a circle in the pool, and they're moving, but they're talking.
Yeah.
So, I remember when I was doing it, somebody came in one time and he goes, are you going to swim or walk back and forth, or are you going to sit here and talk to them?
You can't be accused of having social hour. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So right now, we're going to go over to Nicole, and she has someone that we want to hear from.
Estabrook Hawks.
I'm here with Dylan Samoji. Both of his brothers are playing for the Estabrook Hawks today, and we're here to ask about how the season has gone and how it's been supporting his brothers throughout this time.
Well, the season's gone great so far. The Estabrook Hawks have done a phenomenal job this entire season, easily making it here to the championship. They're struggling so far, but they're starting to get their legs back on a run and get some momentum going, so it's really exciting to watch this game.
Definitely. Thank you, Tim.
Well, thank you, Nicole. And again, you hear him talking about everybody playing. I'll tell you what, you talk about, they can say what you want, but youth sports, baseball, they're community things that bring people together. They really do.
And it helps kids build character.
Yeah.
You know, kids get out there and they have an opportunity to make new friends, get together with some buddies. They build those relationships over time. We've got Carlos Grell stepping back in. Figueroa throws one in the dirt for a ball. Grell, a 12th grader at Garrett Morgan. His favorite player is Shohei. You don't even have to give the last name. Everyone knows who Shohei is. Shohei of the Dodgers. Grell grounded out to third base last time up. And Figueroa into the wind. Blows one by Grell.
Man.
7-2 Halloran here in the bottom of the fourth. Estabrook trying to claw their way back into it.
I remember when I was playing as a young kid, I faced a guy named Dave Ford. He ended up going to the Baltimore Orioles. He was one of their pitchers. And he was a flamethrower, right? And I was only 13 years old, right? And I was batting like third or fourth in our lineup, and I never saw the ball, you know. So Coach came to me, he goes, well, what happened? I said, Coach, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't see nothing.
Well, when all that's left from the pitch is just a smoke trail, it's kind of difficult to pick up where it went.
But, you know, the one thing that we've stressed, and you're going to see it more and more, and I'm saying this in this game specifically because when you guys watch this game, remember this, you're going to eventually be too old to be a part of this, but your mission is not over. Now it's time for you to come back and be the coach.
Yep.
You volunteer. You help and teach the kids the stuff that you learn. Because that's what this is about. It's about giving back. It's about doing something for someone else that comes through this program. And in Cleveland, Little League Baseball, if you don't have those volunteers and you don't have the people teaching them the right thing, we're in trouble.
And this is Angel Umpier stepping in. He's the extra hitter. Grell, who walked to lead off the inning. And Tim, you talked about it before with Estabrook trying to claw their way back into it. Maybe this is the inning that they make some noise. Umpier takes a strike down low.
Well, I'll tell you, he's giving him that look. And now the umpire's going to say something to him.
I'm pretty sure Umpier said, who, me?
Yeah.
Obviously didn't like that strike call.
Oh, hey, listen. I'm not saying a word.
And he's going to take it. He's going to drive that right through the middle on the right side. Grell isn't going to stop. He's going to third. It's a high throw.
In there, and he'll move up on the throw.
That's that hustle you talked about, Tim.
Absolutely. And the fundamental mistake was he did not shoot for the cutoff man.
Right.
That way you keep that guy at first and third. So now you got second and third, nobody out. It's a 7-2 ball game.
Yeah, you hit that cutoff man, you keep that runner, that trail runner from going to second. He ends up staying at first base. You've got runners at the corners. And that's going to bring up Jonel Figueroa, the first baseman from Lincoln West. He's got runners at second and third and nobody out. Chops one. It's going to stay fair. That's going to bring in 1 run. Now he's thrown out over at first base, but the trail runner moves up to third.
So that was a nice play. That really was. For him to come there, he circled the ball. He made the strong throw. I mean, those are the little things that you look at and say, wow.
Well, he came off the mound so quickly. I'll tell you, Tim, one of the things I don't like to see is base runners sliding head first into first base. Very dangerous, and quite honestly, it slows you down. You got to keep running through that bag, keep your speed up. This is Frankie Cruz stepping into the plate.
Yeah, you know where it's at, right? On the right side in that wall.
Cruz, who goes to Rhodes High School, swings and misses at that pitch.
The guy that scored that run on third base, who was that, Braxton? I'm watching the play and I missed his number.
That was Carlos Grell that scored.
Right.
Number 14 there.
Okay. 7-3.
7-3 game.
Well, we're going to have Nicole come in here in the next inning and see if she can get them some more runs as well.
Seems like she's been quite the good luck charm while she's been reporting
Every time
on the
she
field
goes
there.
over to that spot and has an interview, here comes Estabrook. They score a couple runs.
Cruz swings and he pops one to right field. The runner looks like he's going to tag and try and score.
Well, he'll
Here's
score.
the play at the plate. He is safe at home.
7-4.
And that is now a 3-run game now. So Frankie Cruz drives in the run on a fly ball. Sac fly out to right field. And that makes the score 7-4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now we've got Joy Rivera, who doubled and scored his last time up. Scored the first run of the game for Estabrook.
So we got 2 down. And what did he do last time? Rivera?
He was the one that hit that ringing double into the left center field gap. Bounced over the fence for a ground rule double. But you felt it when he hit it. Takes outside.
This could be a nail biter. We were talking about it, and they sure coming back.
Just because it was a 3-1 game the first time these two matched up doesn't mean it's not going to be an 11-9 game at the end of this one, right?
You don't think that guy was swinging for the fences on that pitch?
One of the fences. He's got a couple he could hit out there.
Yeah.
Rivera takes high. It's a 2-2 count now.
And they're pitching him high because his hands drop. If you watch his hands come down.
And now we've got ourselves a full count.
Sometimes you watch Jose Ramirez and Josh Naylor, they swing at that high pitch and their hands drop down. That's why they can't hit it.
Trying to come up from underneath it.
Yep.
And that's going to be a pop up to right field. And that's going to end the inning. But Estabrook scores 2 more. Makes it a 7-4 game, and we've played 4. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning here from Talty Field. Brandon Baxter along with Nicole Christian joining us for the top of the 5th inning. Tim's going to take a break. Nicole, you've done a great job. We're going to get to you here in a second. That's a fly ball out to center field for the first out. At the top of the 5th inning. Nicole, thanks so much for joining me in the booth. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's been an amazing game so far. I've had a great time watching both teams, and it's been an amazing experience overall.
Well, it's great to have you here. Great to have you here in the booth. We've got one out here in the top of the 5th, and this batter here is Ishmael Sostri. You talked with Ishmael's mom earlier tonight.
I did. She did let us know that he's been playing his whole life. He started with T-ball. It's been a long journey, and that he really is looking forward to continuing his baseball career, and that he's been touring a couple colleges in the area.
That's great news. Now, he's driven in 3 of the first 7 runs here for Halloran, and including that first inning 2-run home run that we saw.
Yes, a spectacular home run to start the game off. Really set the tone for the rest of the night.
Sostri's going to drive one to deep left center field. And you got Vega back there. And he's going to make the catch. I'm sorry, that's Hunter Black. Hunter Black is in center field for Estabrook, and that's 2 outs. Nicole, now you've played some ball yourself, is that correct?
I did. I played for Cleveland Heights Recreation Center. I played from maybe about all of my middle school career and part of my high school career.
So you know a thing or two about what these guys are going through out on the field, is that right?
I do. They are definitely playing a different type of game than I was playing and pitching significantly faster, but I have some sort of an idea.
Well, we've talked about it tonight. We've seen Figueroa just throw fastball after fastball as that ball is hit out to left field for a quick 1-2-3 inning. And Nicole, you're going to stick around for the bottom of the fifth, so we're going to stay right here. 7-4, Halloran with the lead. Now, we've pointed it out before, both teams being the Hawks. Estabrook clawing their way back into this game. What do you think? I mean, we're going here into the bottom of the fifth. You've been over there on that Estabrook side a couple of times. Do you feel like there's an opportunity for them to continue to just chip away at that 7-4 lead?
I definitely do. I've seen a lot of the players' families giving them pep talks on the side, trying to figure out their team morale and the strategy moving forward. I definitely feel like there's definitely been a tone switch over here in their dugout.
And now we see Juan Figueroa is going to stay in, and he's going to continue to pitch here for Halloran. And he has just been bringing blazing fastball after blazing fastball. You got to wonder, with as hard as he throws, is there a point in this game where maybe some of those miles per hour start to tick off a little bit? Does he slow down?
It's hard to say. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he's only getting faster as he goes on. As you and Tim mentioned earlier, they are getting better, faster, and stronger every year, every inning, honestly.
And that's the thing. I mean, you also have to remember, this is a championship game. He's going to go out there, he's going to leave it out there on the line. And, more than likely, we're going to see him stay at least for this bottom of the fifth inning.
Definitely. If there's ever a time to exhaust that arm and use it as much as you can, it would definitely be now.
Now, when you played with in Cleveland Heights, what position did you play, Nicole?
I played shortstop.
Shortstop only. You weren't one of those that, I'm a shortstop, I move all over the place?
No, I was not. I definitely did not move all over the place. I did play first base for part of the season, but mainly shortstop.
Okay. Home of the Tigers.
Home of the Tigers.
And I know everyone's waiting for us to mention something about, there were some brothers that were famous that went to Cleveland Heights.
Definitely.
And we know all about the Kelsey brothers, right?
Yes. They've definitely done a great job putting our city on the map.
They have. They really have. Of course, one of my twins, my daughter, she knows all about Travis Kelsey, but that's only because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah. It seems that's how a lot of the younger women have gotten to learn about Travis Kelsey. But interesting story, my mother was a teacher during the time that he went to that school, so she got to know him a little bit as well.
It's a fastball inside. We've got Joel Miranda stepping into the plate here. New Tech West, he's a 12th grader over there. His favorite team is the Guardians, but his favorite player still continues to be Francisco Lindor.
Interesting. I wonder how he felt when Lindor switched teams a couple years back.
Lindor was my favorite when he was here. And when you've been around baseball for long enough, you realize it is a business, especially at the top level. You miss seeing a guy like Lindor leave.
Definitely.
But all the same, when you have a favorite player, you tend to stick with who that player is. Did you have a favorite player?
Yes, my current favorite player on the Guardians is Stephen Kwan.
Oh,
He's
mine
had
too.
an amazing season.
You and me both. Love watching him play.
Especially coming off the injury. He's done the best he can with what he has.
Yep. And he goes out there and he plays right.
Every time.
Miranda with a swing and a miss there. Now, he batted .388 this season, speaking of Joel Miranda. Trying to jumpstart this bottom of the fifth inning here for Estabrook. Chops one foul. Now, last year, Estabrook won this championship, so obviously they have the pedigree to be able to make a comeback here and win this game. But, as Tim pointed out before he went on his break here, looks like we may see a close game after all, as Miranda goes down looking for the first out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And that's going to bring up Hector Riccio. And he reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. He is in left field tonight. Garrett Morgan, 12th grader here. Swings and misses at the Figueroa pitch. How comfortable would you feel getting in there facing somebody like Figueroa?
I would definitely try my hardest.
See, I like to hear that. I don't think that I would. If I'm being honest. My days of playing are long, long gone, and that's I'm not going to tell you how long ago it's been since I played.
I think the best you can do is get in there with a stern face. Don't let him see you sweat.
That's right. I like the way you're solving that puzzle. The Juan Figueroa puzzle. Mauricio's got 2 strikes on him. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Halloran leading 7-4. Mauricio trying to make something happen. Get Estabrook to claw back into this game. He did not go. He was able to hold up there on that swing. Takes a strike, looking right there on the corner. Figueroa looks like he's getting it back. He kind of fell off there for maybe an inning or two. And as soon as I say that, he throws ball 4.
Definitely, yeah.
So Mauricio walks with 1 out. And I believe that's going to bring up Juan Martinez. Now we have ourselves a change. I tried to hear what the score was saying. I didn't catch that. Did you catch that, Nicole?
The next hitter will be...
This is Joel Miranda. Didn't we have another 16 that struck out looking earlier? Did we have 2 16s? That was Musa Zayed. Okay, so yeah, Musa struck out. This is what happens if folks could see the scorecards that we're writing on. You could see the amount of scribbles and scratches that we've got here. So that was actually Musa Zayed that struck out to start the inning. This is Joel Miranda who is stepping in now. My apologies to the Miranda family about calling him out earlier. So after the conference on the mound, where I believe they were discussing candle sconces and what to buy for a wedding registry, anyone who's seen the movie out there. A little Bull Durham for you.
I don't believe I've seen that movie.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, you're in for a treat. That is a classic baseball movie. A lot of classic baseball movies in the late 80s that were made. One of them, of course, is a homegrown favorite, which is Major League. So Miranda, a New West Tech high school grade. He's a 12th grader. That ball in the dirt. And Mauricio dances away from first, but makes his way back. Not far enough for that ball to scoot away to allow Mauricio to get down to second base. So with 1 out and a runner at first, Miranda squares around to bunt. He pulls it back this time, and now it's a 1-1 count. That's twice now that he's shown bunt, trying to pull Sastry in over there at third. Mauricio with the lead from first. Miranda takes high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Figueroa. Swing and a miss. Actually a foul tip by Joel Miranda. 2-2 count. Trying to get that runner over from first base. Mauricio takes the lead. And Figueroa pitches. That's high. We've got ourselves a full count. Do you still get to play any ball at all, Nicole?
I do.
Do you?
Every once in a while, I arrange a game with my friends, and we go and play softball to keep our bodies moving and keep exercising.
Right on, right on. And get out underneath the lights if you can.
If we can, yeah. At this point in the season, it is kind of hard to get a mound together without running into another game. But even when we do, we like to stay and watch.
Good, good. Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. A great throw. And that is Hector Recio being thrown out for the final out, trying to take second base. That was a great throw down, an excellent tag.
Amazing throw.
We go to the top of the 6th inning. The score, Halloran 7, Estabrook 4. Boy, that was a great throw down. So you played shortstop. You weren't going to play catcher at all, huh?
No, I had bad knees. That was not for me. Even at my young age, could not do it.
Believe it or not, I actually played catcher in my late age is how I'm going to put it.
Okay.
We'll call it early 20s.
Okay.
So switched from outfield to catcher. And you're right. I mean, it's tough on the knees. I'm paying for it now at the age that I'm working with here. But I got to tell you, I loved playing catcher. You're in the middle of the action. It's kind of like you're the quarterback of the field.
You do have control of most of the plays going on. My brother plays for the Michael J. Zone team and will be here tomorrow for their game. And he has played catcher for part of their season as well. So.
Does he enjoy it?
No.
He does
not. It's hard on his knees. As he gets further into his high school career, he does plan on moving on to pitcher, though. So as we continue to practice batting, we're working our way there.
My son tried, he's 13 years old. He tried catching once and immediately took the equipment off after the inning and said, I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, it is definitely not for the faint of heart.
No.
6th inning, score remains Halloran 7, Estabrook 4.
So Juan Toribio staying in here. He didn't start the game. That was Frankie Cruz. He got hit hard there in the 1st inning, and then Toribio came in. Now he was the MVP of last year's championship game, and he's managed to keep Halloran, where they are at this point, which has allowed Estabrook to climb back into this game to make it the 7-4 game here in the top of the 6th.
You can definitely see throughout the game why he was MVP last season. He has continued to show that he is an excellent player through and through.
So now Leo Ellington is going to step in for Halloran. Doubled his last time up. Halloran trying to put some distance between themselves and Estabrook as we begin the top of the 6th inning. So Ellington took that for a strike. Ball down and away, and forgive me for noticing, but it looked like Ellington just did a little bit of a Juan Soto shuffle. I've been noticing a lot.
A lot of the players have definitely committed to that move.
To do that, yeah. For those who know what the Juan Soto shuffle is. Takes that curveball for a strike, drops that in there, and now it's a 1-2 count to Ellington. The wind and the pitch. Chop ball, and that is going to roll foul. Stays 1-2. Ellington does not get to go down to first base. Now, Nicole, will you be joining us for the next championship game? You said that's the one your brother's playing in.
Yes, I will be here.
Terrific. Well, we're looking forward to doing some more work together.
Really exciting. I've definitely spoken to the coach at Zone as well as the coach at Estabrook. There seems to be an ongoing rivalry, so it will be a very good game if Estabrook seems to pull through.
And that kind of stuff is fun.
Definitely. Although, might I add, the coach from Zone does seem to have an ongoing rivalry with every other coach. So it will be interesting no matter what happens tonight.
And again, that's what keeps baseball fun.
Definitely.
Ellington keeping me entertained with his Soto shuffle there. I'm digging it, as the kids say. All right, Ellington draws the leadoff walk, and we've got a runner at first here in the top of the 6th inning. We've got ourselves a substitution in the lineup here.
9 for 5. Gotcha. 9 for 5.
And that is Josiah Martinez stepping in. And he's going to be stepping in for Luis Vasquez. Josiah, who's a 10th grader at Brunswick. Batting left-handed, steps in his first plate appearance of the evening. Ellington leads away from first. That's a ball on the outside. Josiah, whose favorite team is the Yankees. I'm not sure how we feel about that. Josiah, runner is going. Pickoff move was to first. Throw down to second. And the ball squirted away out of the fielder's glove. Ellington into second base. He's safe at second base. And now we've got Josiah at the plate with a runner in scoring position. A 1-0 count on Josiah Martinez. First plate appearance tonight, looking to drive in that 8th run of the game for Halloran. Ellington leads away from second. And that is a called strike on Martinez. Nicole, we've been able to dodge the raindrops for the most part tonight. It was wet earlier. Looks like the field really dried off, and it's played fast ever since the game started.
It definitely has. I was worried for a second there that we were going to have to cancel or that it would be rained out, but by the graces of God, the weather has definitely pulled through.
It is held off. We're getting in a beautiful evening here in Cleveland.
Definitely perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold, not very windy. It's definitely the great condition for a game like this.
Here's the pitch to Martinez.
Low.
And that ball looks like he skipped out of the way of that. That ball was in the dirt. Ellington's going to move on down to third. Martinez pleading his case that that ball hit him in the foot.
It seemed to me that it did.
And the umpire there saying that he would be guessing. He did not see it. He's saying that the ball did skip in the dirt.
Almost makes you feel like the umpire should watch a little more.
Well, and it looks like they're going to have a little discussion to make sure that they get the call right, which is something that you do like to see.
Yes, definitely.
And they are going to say that it hit Martinez. So he's going to take off, and he's going to go over to first base. And that's going to send Ellington back over to second. So Ellington goes back down to second base because it hit him.
Blue couldn't see the live motion. They went to,
But a great job out of the umpires to get together and talk about that to make sure that they got the call right.
Definitely, definitely. You would rather they verify with each other than just to guess and give the wrong call.
And that's exactly what he said here at home plate. He said that he would have been guessing if that were the case. And so he got some help. Here's the replay. We're going to get an opportunity to look at this. And right there, it hit him right on the heel.
Yep, definitely hit him right on the heel.
So Martinez was correct in pleading his case, so he goes down to first. Now Ellington had gone to third base, assuming that that was just a wild pitch. So because of the hit batter, Ellington has to stay at second base. Now that's going to end up bringing up, looks like Manny Villarreal, who is stepping in from Rhodes. He's an 11th grader. And this is his first plate appearance of the game. Squares to bunt. Takes high for ball one.
he's the spotter. It should be zero. No outs. Nobody out.
So nobody out. We've got runners at first and second. Villarreal stepping in. His favorite team is the Dodgers. Now the Dodgers, big money spender, not like the Guardians, but the Guardians managing to compete in the major leagues all season long. Squares to bunt. Villarreal once again offered at it, and this time it's called a strike. So we've got a 1-1 count on Villarreal.
He also is batting with a wooden bat. I feel like that's a very interesting play for these younger generation. They don't really do that anymore.
That's a great point. The last time I saw a wooden bat, that was some sort of a composite wood bat that I played with, again, about 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's something with the newer players. It seems like this new generation of baseball players all likes to go for style points and whatever seems the best for them. He's got a custom helmet with the Puerto Rico flag on the facepiece. Some of the other players have armbands and stuff like that. It really is an interesting time for the sport.
I know I keep mentioning my son. He just had to have one of those sliding mitts this year.
Yeah.
And I told him no, I would not get him one until he proved that he could slide head first. So the very first thing he did was go out and steal second base and slide head first. Kind of like that slide right there. As the throw goes down to third, the trail runner moves up to second. We've got runners at second and third with a stolen base over there by Ellington. And now you've got runners in scoring position for Villarreal. Great jump here. Nice slide. He got in just ahead of the tag. Ball bounces. He can't find it. The runner's going to stay exactly where he is. So with nobody out here in the top of the sixth, Halloran threatening to score once again. It's two runners on. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Manny Villarreal at the plate. Facing last year's championship MVP award winner, Juan Toribio. Pitch down and away, and that's going to walk the bases loaded. So Villarreal takes the trip down to first base. And we've got ourselves
3 for 15.
number 3. That is Omar Biascachea. That is AJ's brother, I do believe. So Omar Biascachea, Lutheran West. He's an 11th grader. And this is his first plate appearance of the game as well. So we talked about it earlier, Tim and I, Nicole. With the rules, everybody has to play. Everybody gets a chance to play. Everybody gets to bat. And so this is the opportunity for Omar Biascachea to step in with the bases loaded.
He has an opportunity to do something amazing here. It would really be substantial to see him knock it out of the park and get everybody home. But we'll see how it goes.
And here's the pitch from Figueroa. I'm sorry, that's Toribio. I looked at the wrong roster. Juan Toribio with the strike. Omar Biascachea takes strike 2. So quickly in the hole, 0-2. You mentioned it, would be quite the opportunity, Nicole, to see him do something here with the bases loaded. Again, that would be an opportunity for Halloran to increase their lead. Nice block in the dirt there. Toribio skating on thin ice here, trying to keep this ball game close. The ball high.
Definitely a lot of pressure on our pitcher right now to try to ensure that no one else scores. This could be detrimental for their team for sure.
It certainly could. Timeout called. Bases loaded here with nobody out. And Biascachea trying to put this game out of reach for Estabrook. We're at the top of the 6th inning here in the championship game. He chops one foul to the right side, stays alive. So a 2-2 count on Omar Biascachea. He's going to chop one down the third baseline. That's going to roll foul as well. And if this at bat were a song, it would be Staying Alive.
Definitely. As the count is 2-2, the pitcher can definitely feel the pressure. If he didn't feel it before, he feels it now.
Thanks for jumping in there, Nicole. You didn't have to laugh at that one. I appreciate that. Biascachea once again putting the bat on the ball. Chopping it foul. Still 2-2. And Toribio really hanging tough in there, trying to keep the score close here. Still nobody out, still bases loaded, still top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Biascachea. And that is going to be a foul ball down the left side. Hit it deep, but he hit it foul. Now his brother AJ tripled earlier in the game. Omar trying to do a little damage himself. And here's the pitch. Ball bounced in the dirt, and it is now a full count. Toribio in danger of walking in a run, so this next pitch is an important one. And here's the pitch from Toribio. Omar takes ball 4 high. It's going to walk in a run. And that gives Halloran an 8-4 lead. That strings it out to a 4-run lead for the Hawks of Halloran as Ellington comes in to score.
You can definitely see the tension on the pitcher's mound as well as the dugout on the Estabrook side. They are definitely trying to get everyone together and get back in the game.
And it's all Juan Toribio can do to try and keep this as close as possible. He walked in a run here. Bases still loaded. 8-4 top of the 6th inning. And this is Fernando Rios stepping up to the plate. Oh, there's another Soto shuffle. You saw it too, didn't you?
I did see it. It seems to be very popular amongst them. I wonder, at this point, you have to wonder if the coach instilled that in them.
Well, you know, the Yankees get a lot of airtime. When you look at ESPN and the highlights, who do you see? You see Aaron Judge, you see Juan Soto, you see the Soto shuffle.
You do. You see that Soto shuffle every time.
So still nobody down here in the top of the 6th inning. Halloran with a 4-run, 8-4 lead. Time was called before that pitch was thrown. And Toribio did let loose a fastball on that one. Rios climbs back in. He's the shortstop for Halloran. Here's the pitch, swings and misses. That looks like that might have been some sort of off-speed pitch from Toribio. But you're not seeing him give up, Nicole. He's hanging in there.
That's all you can do in a situation like this as he hits it in between first and second.
1 run is in. Here comes the 2nd run. The throw goes to 3rd instead of being cut, so the trail runner, that's Rios, heads over to second base. He does the crane technique out there at second base with a 2-run double. And that makes it a 10-4 game in favor of the Halloran Hawks. As you can see here, he found the hole there on the right side. Rios grounded right through past the second baseman. The first run scored, the second runner came in, but watch the trail runner. You'll see Rios come from behind. There it is, we've got him, the trail runner. That's why it's important to hit your cutoff person. You know, whoever your cutoff man is, you've got to cut that ball to try and eliminate that trail runner from taking that extra base.
Definitely, and the catcher was ready and in position to catch the ball as well, even to cut off that final run that they scored.
So still nobody out. We've got runners at 2nd and 3rd. There's some questioning about the lineups. We're wanting to make sure that everything is being done properly here. Make sure that nobody batted out of place or anything like that. The umpires, the coaches, they are finishing their conversations. We're about to step back onto the field of play with Luis Correa stepping into the plate. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody out here in the top of the 6th, and Halloran leading 10-4. You're watching TV 20 Sports. Here's Juan Toribio with the pitch to Correa. It looks like that pitch might have been a little bit high, but Toribio was left out there standing on the mound for quite some time during that conference discussion between the umpires and coaches. Correa with a chance to bring in a couple more runs with a swing of the bat here. Takes the ball high, 2-0. A lot of discussions going on around the park. That last talk between the umpires really created a buzz here in the stands. Of course, everybody's got their thoughts on what's going on.
And while they may disagree, some of them, I do love to see parents and family that is so involved in a game like this.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's been great. There have been a few times I've been able to look out and see just how many fans are here. I mean, these kids have great support from their families and their friends. He's gone from 2-0 to 2-2. Toribio trying to keep the game at a 10-4 stand right here in the top of the 6th inning. And here's the pitch to Correa. Took a little bit off of that pitch. It wasn't quite one of his fastballs, and now we've got a full count on Correa, in danger of walking the bases loaded again. And here's a full count. The pitch to Correa. And that is ball 4 in the dirt. And once again, Nicole, the bases are loaded. I don't know how much more Toribio can really put out there. I mean, he came on in relief in the 2nd inning. He's kind of, I don't want to say gassed because he's still throwing hard, but he's just not hitting the spots.
Definitely. The only thing you can hope is that when the bases switch and their team goes back in the dugout, then he gets a chance to cool off and stretch his arms.
Right. So now you've got Juan Figueroa with the bases loaded. The ball gets away from the catcher, and the runner is going to score. All runners move up on that pass ball. So as Juan Figueroa jumps out of the way of the pitch from Toribio, runs, scores, and makes it 11-4 in favor of the Halloran Hawks. Juan Figueroa, the number 3 hitter, hasn't done a whole lot at the plate yet tonight. Another ball in the dirt, gets away, and another run scores. And just like that, Nicole, you hate to see it for these Estabrook Hawks, but that momentum that they had earlier is evaporating quickly. I mean, it's an 8-to-run game now. Keep in mind, once again, that run rule is in effect, a 10-run rule, where if Halloran were to plate 2 more runs here in this inning and then hold Estabrook in the bottom of the 6th, that would be it. So Toribio just doing his best to stay composed out there on the mound.
That's all he can do.
You're absolutely right. So still with a runner at 3rd. Here's the pitch to Figueroa, who fouls one off to the right side. And look at who's on deck. We've got one Ismail Sastry, who is standing over there, looming, as they say the big men tend to do. They loom, Nicole.
Definitely.
They're not mousy, they're loomers. They loom on deck.
It seems like he's ready to have a repeat of the 1st inning and knock another home run out.
Well, you can guarantee that he's hoping for that chance right now, because we will have the player of the game named at the end of this competition, and right now it looks like Sastry might be the leader in the clubhouse, as that one is fouled off by Figueroa. 12-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. The Halloran Hawks on top of the Estabrook Hawks, 12-4. Still nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Toribio probably sick and tired of being out there on the mound at this point.
I can only imagine.
With a runner at 3rd. Here. And Figueroa tried to call time. The umpire did not grant him that timeout. So Figueroa strikes out looking. Now, an umpire does not have to grant the timeout just because the batter is asking for it. The umpire holds that power. So he's not happy. He's not happy that he went down looking. So with one out, Nicole, that brings up your boy, Ishmael Sastre.
He definitely, again, as I mentioned earlier, seems to be a player going for style points. He has a very flashy armband. It seems to be giving him all the power he needs.
Well, there's that, and it looks like what might have been a bit of a funny stare down between Sastre and Figueroa, or I'm sorry, Toribio on the mound. And he throws a fastball strike. One down, runner at third. Ismael Sastre put one over that left field fence in the first inning, and really Halloran hasn't looked back since then.
Definitely, and he's adapted. Oh.
There's one right up the middle, gets under the glove at second base. So Sastre drives in his 4th run of the game with that base hit.
He's definitely putting up a fight to get that MVP title.
I'd say he's doing a fine job with that as well. Makes the score 13-4 at this point.
Re-entry.
So we have a re-entry of a player. This is, I'm not sure who re-entered because this is Manny Quinones, and he has not batted yet tonight.
Yeah.
And toss over to first, and Sastre back with the flop. I'd call it a dive. He just kind of like fell over and just tagged first base. A big guy like that can do that. He's allowed. Here is the pitch to Quinones. Takes a curveball for a strike.
It seems like Toribio is definitely getting his footing back with these next couple of throws.
Except that one as he throws it away from first base, but you know, Sastre's not going anywhere.
No, definitely not. He's going to wait for the perfect time and make his run.
Yep.
He's experienced. He is definitely true to this, not new to this.
And you know, he would be that 14th run that would make it a 10-run ball game if he were to cross the plate. Quinones, again, first plate appearance of the evening. Takes a strike, flip down to first base, and Sastre back over there again.
The stakes are very high. You can already hear the team behind us ready with the cowbell.
You always wonder if the doctor's going to prescribe more.
Seem to be high on that one.
Quinones ducks out of the way for that. Runner on, 13-4 in favor of Halloran. One out here in the top of the 6th inning. And a pitch in the dirt, and Sastre is going to take off down to second base. He's going to get in. So he goes down to second on that passed ball. We're going to call that a wild pitch, though. That I don't believe that there was an opportunity for the catcher to try and block that. So now with Sastre down there at second base, that becomes that 14th run. That 10-run rule would be in effect. Quinones takes a strike, watches that one go by for strike 3. And just like that, there are 2 down. Now here is Ellington, who started this inning with a walk. So there you see, Nicole, they just intentionally walked Ellington, put him on base with 2 outs, but that way there's a force out at first and second.
And Ellington definitely just took his time with that stroll, even managed to do a little emote right there for the other team.
The fact that you called that an emote and the fact that I know what an emote is tells you that I have kids that
definitely.
have taught me some of these things.
And interestingly enough, emo isn't even meant in my vernacular. I got that from my little brother.
Which I love even more. So Sastre at second. We've got Ellington over at first. 2 down. I want to correct, that was Luis Vasquez. He's the number 5 hitter, number 10. He's the one down there at first base. We've got 2 number 10s, so there was a mistake there. I want to apologize for that. So that is Luis Vasquez down at first base. Of course, Nicole, at this point, I could be wrong. When you have 2 number 10s. And I have not been able to catch the number of who's batting here, the lefty. And that is number 9. Flies out to left field for the 3rd out. That was Josiah Martinez, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. Flies out to left field for the final out of the inning. We are going to go to break with Halloran leading here 13-4 in the championship game. You're watching TV 20. Welcome back to the 2024 Boys Championship game here at Talty Field. Brandon Baxter here with Nicole. And Nicole, I'm going to hand it over to you, let you do a little balls and strikes here.
Okay. And we just had Hunter Black for Estabrook Hawks. Again, like you mentioned before, both teams are the Hawks, so it's looking for a good game for the Hawks. And the last pitch was a little high. And that one seemed to be a little low. Hopefully on this next pitch, he can find the sweet spot.
And Figueroa has really done a great job out there tonight, Nicole.
Definitely has.
We are in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Halloran Hawks leading 13-4 over Estabrook.
And that one was a little low as well. It seems like Estabrook is going to be taking a good route to try to make a comeback on this next inning.
And this is going to be the inning that they're going to have to do it, too, as we are in the bottom of the 6th.
Yes, if they don't make enough runs in this inning, then in the next one, they might have to evoke the 10-run rule, as you were mentioning earlier, if Halloran makes even one more run.
So now we've got 2 strikes here on Black.
And that one seems to be a foul just off to the right.
I don't know about you, Nicole, but it seems like Figueroa has lost maybe 1 mile per hour off his fastball.
So maybe it would be our time to step in the box. I think after a long game like this would be ideal for both of us.
You think we can? I think we can take him. Yeah, let's do that.
I think so.
Okay, we'll opt for batting practice after this. with the lights off and the cameras off.
Definitely with the cameras off. Oh.
That is strike 3. Looks like a little bit of jawing going on out there between Black and Figueroa. Figueroa was pretty jacked up over that strikeout.
Umpire, in a minute. Gentlemen, we're going to play the game and we're going to respect the game. There shouldn't be anybody yelling at the other team or either way. You know what I'm saying? Respect the game. Respect the game. Okay.
Got
also, folks,
some warnings because of the jawing out there because of the players.
Cleveland Guardians have won 8-4 over Detroit.
And just announced that the Guardians with an 8-4 win over the Tigers this evening. There's a drive into right center.
A Guardians win is to always be expected. As mentioned earlier, I do feel we're going to the playoffs. If not this year, then next year or the year after that.
I'd love to see that. That was Toribio with a double to right center, a 1-out double to right center. got on top of that fastball from Figueroa. And by the time that ball was chased down, he was standing at second base.
At bat now is Carlos Grell for Estabrook Hawks.
Now look at his favorite player there, Nicole. Do you see who that is?
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, the man that really, we could probably just go by one name. You know, you say Shohei, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yes, a superstar from overseas. Great to see all the new fans that he's also brought to the game.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, baseball really has gone global at this point.
Definitely. We have a high pitch.
And Figueroa notching it back up another mile per hour, it looks like.
So maybe not batting practice today.
No. I'll take a seat. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Juan Toribio with that one-out double to right center has got him standing at second base. Carlos Grell, who walked his last time up, third baseman for Estabrook.
That was a fastball on that one.
And really, I mean, speaking of his fastball, and even Toribio when he's been bringing it out there, you know, give these kids a lot of credit for standing in against a fastball like that.
Definitely. The best of us couldn't do such a thing, and I do give all of these kids all the props they deserve. It was a hard season and a long road to this for both teams.
Yeah, yep, and it's great to see that they're playing it out as best they can at this point here. A full count. Figueroa checks the runner at second. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string on that pitch. And down goes Grell for the second out. Who do we have here?
Number 17, Angel Umpire.
Nice job on your first try. Great work. Angel, who is tonight's extra hitter, he doubled earlier this evening.
Seems to have a good eye on him as he pulled back for that first ball.
He's got that runner down at second. He's trying to bring in Toribio. Fouls off to the right side.
He's going to have to keep a good eye on the ball and a steady hand as he continues to move into this next pitch to try to bring it back for his team. Another ball. So we're at a count of 2-1. Our pitcher is definitely keeping an eye on the other batters on base to make sure no one steals.
Yep. And that was a nice pitch by Figueroa to get the swing and the miss. So with 2 outs and 2 strikes now here, we've got Umpire standing in.
He's going to have to swing at this next one as we move into a full count.
2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. 13-4 Halloran over Estabrook.
Ooh.
And that hit him.
So he will be walking to first on that one.
You can take ball 4 or you can wear it, but either way, he's down there at first base with 2 down. So runners at first and second with 2 out.
He walked that off in stride. What a good young man.
And it looks like we might have a pinch runner coming in for Umpire. A conference on the mound. And you know what? I lied. There is not a pinch runner for Umpire. He was just throwing something into the dugout, you know, taking care of his gear.
Taking
You
care
like
of
to
his
see
crew.
that.
Definitely, definitely. Help play the game as long as you can with all you've got. I wonder if he also has a sliding glove.
I'm pretty sure all of them do at this point, or as I tell my son, it looks like he's baking cookies.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a sliding glove is a luxury.
I mean, it does. It looks like an oven mitt. I have to say it. It looks like an
does.
oven mitt.
It makes you wonder what kids like this would do back in the day when
Right.
they didn't have stuff like this.
Right.
It was a harder game back then. Well, in some ways.
So we've got Jonel Figueroa stepping in. Jonel out of Lincoln West. His favorite player, one of our all-time favorite Cleveland Indians, Bartolo Colon. Nope, I looked at the wrong one. I'm talking about Mr. Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, another great player for the Guardians, just made our all-star team. Had a great game there as well.
2 out, 2 on. 13-4 Halloran in front of Estabrook. And there is a swing and a drive to left field. That's going to drop down, get past the left fielder. 1 run is going to come in to score. Here's another rounding third. He's going to come in to score. And we've got ourselves a stand-up triple as Jonel Figueroa drives in 2, making it a 13-6 game.
You can definitely see that his favorite player is, in fact, Jose Ramirez. That was one of those plays, if I've ever seen one.
Well, he got on top of that pitch, and then the mistake was when the ball got past the left fielder, hit the turf, and like we said earlier, Nicole, after the rain and the turf dried out, it became very fast, so that ball rolled all the way to the wall, which is what allowed Figueroa to get over to third base on that triple and do the crane technique.
Another conference on the dugout. It seems that the coach has to reinvigorate his players once again.
And on top of that, he's making a pitching change, and this looks like this might be Ellington coming into pitch.
Approaching at bat, we have Joy Rivera. Definitely contemplating what he has to do next to keep them in the game.
I want to make sure that we've got the correct player here, number 10, who is the relief pitcher coming in for Figueroa. Now the sheet I'm looking at here says that this is Cesar Rios, but I also have him as a different number, so I could be looking at something incorrect here. I want to make sure that we've got the correct number.
He's definitely over there on the mound warming up that arm, and you can see it is in full effect.
So Halloran goes to their bullpen and brings in their reliever here. And again, wanting to make sure that we've got the correct player here. I think earlier I may have referred to this this player here as Leo Ellington. But we do have, again, you know, we do have a couple of different number 10s. And this is going to be Frankie Cruz stepping into bat for Estabrook. Cruz started the game as the starting pitcher for Estabrook. Swings and misses at the high fastball. It's now a 13-6 game here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs and a runner at third. Estabrook trying to hang tough.
Oh, seems like he's lost his footing at the mound. Maybe that rain affecting him.
They're going to call that a balk because he tried to stop his delivery. And so the run scores, makes it 13-7. So we've got players doing the Soto shuffle. We've got players doing the crane technique from the Karate Kid. I find that interesting. Those would be emotes, right?
They would be emotes. Again, a lot of personality in every one of the players that we have out here today.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Halloran walks off the field with a 13-7 lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning here at Talty Field. And folks, we are still trying to make sure that we do have the correct name and number for who is pitching for Halloran there.
At the end of 6 complete innings, Halloran Hawks 13, Estabrook Hawks 7.
And we move to the top of the 7th. Halloran with a 6-run lead. Now, this game has gone back and forth, but to this point, Estabrook has not had the lead in any inning. And they've gone to their relief pitcher. This is Hector Riccio coming into pitch for Estabrook. And Hector's going to try and keep it close here. He is the third pitcher for Estabrook tonight.
Okay, 13 is coming for 11.
Now, all of that being said, Nicole, I think I need to make sure we go back and check that we don't have more than one number 1. But my money is on that's Hector Riccio.
Mine as well.
13. Yeah. 11. Is the last hitter. I'm lying. Is the 8 hitter. Make sure we get this right, Tim. Wait.
And once again, Nicole, we have, I think that's what happens when you have this type of league play or league rules in this type of a game. Everybody gets to play. Everybody gets an opportunity to get in. So, Nicole, a lot of times what ends up happening is you have this. You have coaches checking scorebooks. You've got scorekeepers checking scorebooks. You've got umpires making sure that everyone's on the same page.
Definitely, and I would rather that than a kid make their way all the way out here and not get the opportunity to play in a game like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've said it several times tonight. You know, this is an opportunity for these kids to get out here and play hard, play meaningful games, and they've earned their way here. So why not let them play?
Definitely.
So it looks like Randy Torres is going to step in for the Halloran Hawks. And this looks like this would be the last player to really get that plate appearance in before the end of the game. So Randy Torres, who's a 9th grader, getting his first plate appearance tonight. So as we head to the top of the 7th inning, 13-7 Halloran in front of the Estabrook Hawks, both teams Hawks. As Randy Torres steps to the plate for the first time tonight. Nicole, you want to take this one?
Sure, yes,
right.
of course. And that was a high pitch on that one.
So Hector Riccio on the mound for Estabrook, trying to keep things close.
Oh, and
Hits Randy Torres.
yeah, he took that one to the elbow, I believe.
Now, I'm pretty sure he had the elbow gear on. Is that what I saw?
I believe so. I believe that's what he just threw to the side. It seems like all that extra gear is working in their favor.
You know, maybe I take back what I've said about the extra gear that these guys are wearing these days.
Seems to all serve a purpose. Although I do feel you do seem to get a little bit more style points and seniority when you add on those types of things.
Here's Matthew Vega stepping in.
With another high pitch. So we're at 1 ball.
Nobody out, and a runner, leadoff runner over there at first base, in the person of Randy Torres, who just took that one to the elbow. And Nicole, that looked like the same pitch that he threw to Torres. Backing Vega off the plate here.
We're at 3 balls so far.
And Riccio in danger of walking a second batter in a row. First one coming via HBP.
He seems like he's not letting them go yet with that first strike. And that was sweet. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but one of the players' family members said, "I love you" from the sides.
Now, so you do like to hear that, absolutely. I thought they were talking to me at first, but no, you're right. This is not about. This is for the guys here. This is for the players.
And that was the second player that we've walked in a row.
And so that's going to bring Omar Biascachea. This is the first time I've gotten that last name wrong. Omar Biascachea stepping to the plate.
Oh, and he chops for a foul ball off to the left.
Omar, whose brother AJ earlier in the game tripled. In this case, Omar stepping in to face Hector Riccio with runners at first and second and nobody out here at the top of the 7th inning.
You have to imagine with 2 brothers on the same team, they have some sort of competition going, especially since Omar is just a little bit younger, or in 11th grade, with his brother being in 12th.
You know, it kind of reminds you of the Naylor brothers that are on the Guardians now, or even back in the day when Sandy and Roberto Alomar played for the Indians together.
Definitely.
In the late 90s.
I can only imagine how fun a competition like that would be to see who could hit the best that game. My personal favorite is definitely Bo Naylor, but I think they both play really well.
Well, they play the way that Tim had pointed out earlier, which is just hard-nosed and hustle.
Definitely.
As does the entire Guardians team.
And that was a low pitch.
Great block in the dirt by the catcher. A 2-2 count on Omar Biascachea.
Ooh, with a foul tip coming out the park behind us.
You know, that's when people yell heads up, when really, I know, people say it all the time. You want to say heads down. You put your head down. You look up, you're going to lose a mouthful of teeth.
I'd rather try to catch it while looking up than look down and hit the back of my neck.
Well, that's because you played. You can catch the ball. There's some of those out there that
That's
can.
true. That is true. For those, you would have to say to do that Soto shuffle.
That's right. So a swing and a miss by Biascachea, and he goes down swinging for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Halloran Hawks leading 13-7 with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Definitely seems like Estabrook is holding on right now, trying to bring it back in the next one as they've lessened that gap in runs.
And Riccio trying to minimize that damage. Throws a strike to Fernando Rios. Rios, as we mentioned earlier, is a troublemaker on the base paths, but right now trying to make some trouble at the plate. Riccio trying to be mindful of the runners at first and second. We've got a timeout call. And Rio steps back in.
For a low pitch and a steal at second and third.
So that moves the runners up on that wild pitch, and that gives Halloran an opportunity to drive in at least one, maybe two more runs.
We have who I believe is Randy Torres, number 13 on third base, ready to steal at any moment.
And Fernando Rios at the plate trying to drive those runs in.
Another foul ball.
Not sure exactly what's going on there.
A little bit of confusion out there on the field.
All right, Rio set once again. One out, top of the seventh inning. Runners at second and third. Riccio looking to minimize the damage as much as possible. Here's his pitch.
And right in between first and second. Runner out on first. But we did score with Randy Torres.
And that's going to be the second out of the inning. But it did bring in a run, as you said, Nicole, and that's going to make the score 14-7. So now with two outs and a runner at third, Halloran brings up Roberto Benitez to the plate. Roberto, who bunted last time, playing second base for the Halloran Hawks tonight. Takes a strike. Hector doing what he can to try and keep these runs from crossing the plate at this point in the game.
Definitely.
Gets a swing and a miss here.
And he is definitely swinging for the stars. He's ready to hit it out of here. Our player on third, Matthew Vega, is also ready to steal home at any moment.
You've seen him dancing off the bag there. He's getting quite a lead down that third baseline.
I have. He's already charged up, ready to go.
Nice block in the dirt. Vega's not going anywhere. Benitez with two strikes on him. Riccio watching the runner dance off a third with the pitch. Another one in the dirt. You gotta think that Vega over there at third is causing some, I don't want to say confusion, but at least getting into the head of Riccio on the mound there.
Definitely.
Which is his plan.
He's scared of you.
And now that's a full count. Riccio trying to get out of this inning right here and give Estabrook that last opportunity in the bottom of the seventh inning.
For a low
Another one in
pitch
the dirt, and he ends up walking him.
Yep.
So still with two outs here in the top of the seventh, runners at the corners. Juan Figueroa steps to the plate. And he was tonight's starting pitcher that was throwing all those fastballs early on. Runners at the corners, two down. Figueroa, who struck out looking his last time up. chops one right back to the pitcher. Ricio's going to throw.
And Vega steals.
He is safe at first. Vega comes in to score. That is now a 15-7 game. And that brings up Ismail Sastry. Sastry, who's got 4 RBI on the night. That ball chopped right back to Riccio. Couldn't get the runner over there at first base. It certainly looked like Juan Figueroa was just busting chops right down that line. The throw down to third, and he's got him for that final out. Not sure he saw that one coming, Nicole. But that was the third out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1/2 inning left to play here in the championship game, with the Halloran Hawks leading 15-7 over Brookside.
And on that replay, you can see number 7 for Halloran Hawks, Roberto Benitez. Seems like that sliding glove did not save him on that one. He was close, but no cigar.
Not this time. So the Halloran Hawks with a 15 spot, Estabrook Hawks with 7 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th, welcome back, Tim. Back in the booth here, it's 15-7 Halloran over Estabrook here in the bottom of the 7th inning on TV 20 Sports.
Well, who would have thought it? 22 runs. Oh my.
Considering the last time these two played each other, it was 4 runs. Now this is Joy Rivera stepping to the plate. Doubled and scored a run tonight. He's got one of those wide open stances. And facing Leo Ellington on the mound, the relief pitcher for Halloran. Takes a strike down the middle.
This game has been a mirage of everything you could think of in a game.
And we've got ourselves another hit by pitch. As this time, this is going to be Joy Rivera wearing it on his jersey, taking that trip down to first base.
Well, the one thing I noticed watching the Estabrook team, that catcher they put behind their number 8, he did a great job of blocking the ball.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, he probably felt like a piñata after a while.
So Nicole did a fantastic job, and she is going to be with our champions after this game for the trophy presentation.
And this is Jesus Vega, senior over at Rhodes.
Why is that guy going to second just like that?
That's a great question.
I didn't see no balk. Did they call a balk?
He must have. I looked down to make sure we were looking at Jesus Vega here.
Well, all I know, from a 3-1 game earlier to 15-7, and then we still have to select an outstanding player. You'll see if you can match up with our stat crew, as they'll be letting us know.
Well, considering my scorecard looks a little jacked up, I'm pretty sure I don't have the correct stats. We'll leave it to the stat crew. Vega takes a strike right there.
So nobody out, man on second. The hitter's number 9 from Estabrook.
And Jesus Vega, who says his favorite team is the Mets, but his favorite player is a classic Indian favorite, Mr. Bartolo Colon.
Wow.
Name we haven't talked about in a long time.
Yeah, we have not. He probably played for 10,000 teams in his career.
And he might still. And that got him in the helmet. 2 batters in a row hit by Ellington here, and you could see by the look on Ellington's face on the mound, he felt horrible about that. He immediately took his hat off. He took that right to the ear hole.
See the coach checking him out.
Yeah. And make sure that that helmet doesn't have a crack in the flap there.
Wow.
And that's going to bring up Benny Pilier, first plate appearance tonight. And you hope that Vega is okay. And now the umpire takes one. Good Lord, I think we might want to call this, Tim, before anyone else gets hurt. The umpire taking a foul ball off the chest.
And I don't know if it was where the chest protector was. It might have been above it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, because it sounded like that was skin. Or it might have gotten him just on that shoulder, on the left shoulder there.
And say this, Brandon, one of the things that you will see, I don't care what sport it is, if the games are long games and they're making mistakes and it drags on and on, more and more these kind of things happen. Now you look at it here.
Yeah, he took that right off of that left shoulder. And I don't know that there's enough padding to really protect that spot right there. So you've had the first two batters of this inning, Tim, hit by a pitch, and now the umpire taking one to the shoulder. And at this point, everyone's just trying to get out of this game alive right now.
Well, folks, we want to really take this opportunity while you have a delay to really thank the TV20 staff that really stepped up to make this happen. And then we'll get...
Nice stop in the dirt there by the catcher as Pilier takes a ball.
So TV20 staff, their new director is Janelle Bass Hawthorne. Also working in their office, and a part of their staffing is Tiffany Moore, Dan Monroe, Henry Picterna, Alex Picterna.
It's a foul off to the right side.
Ralston Dowse, Christian Patterson, and Brian Bernhardt. We want to thank you so much for making this possible. And we're also going to talk about the people that are here working tonight, the crew that's done such a tremendous job. And again, they reported here earlier today to make this happen. Adam Rosinskis is over audio. Danny Monroe over GFX with the truck. Eddie Malone's on a camera. Ralston's the technical director with the truck. Alex Picterna on camera. Henry Picterna, an engineer. And our elections director that's been doing this for a long time. He keeps bailing me out. Doug, Phil, how much we appreciate you. And then there's Alex on replay, Matt on shade, Christian and Cam, Linnell on cam, and Brandon being right here today, Baxter with our color announcer. Thank you so much.
Now, as they say at Chick-fil-A, Tim, it's been my pleasure. I'm glad I could have been here tonight. Thank you for having me. Pilier takes a ball.
I'll tell you what, at this point, we might set the record for the most pitches thrown in the game.
It makes me wonder how many are going to be holding onto their arms for dear life by tomorrow. Pickoff play over at first base. He gets him. Looks like he called him out from here. And now there's more confusion. Was that called a balk?
I didn't see what he called. I don't see nothing.
Well, the umpire at first base looked like he called him out on the pickoff play. And now we've got more confusion, Tim, which has been the order of the night.
What did the first base umpire call?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but and maybe we'll get a replay here, but I thought that I saw his arm come up signaling he was out. And at this point, we're getting a lot of finger pointing and not a lot of answers. And yet here we are in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 on and nobody out. Halloran with an 8-run lead. And now they are calling him out. They are saying that indeed he was picked off. And so that is going to be the first out here at the 7th inning. catcher laying on the turf there. Got some decision making going on. Now, a few times tonight, Tim, and even when Nicole was in here with me, we were talking about how the umpires did a great job of being able to get together, have a conversation, and make sure that they were making the right call. You'd like to think that that's where we're at still here in the bottom of the 7th, even though it's an 8-run game.
And see, here's the other thing. I've always believed this about sports. There's a role for everybody. There's a role for the umpires. There's a role for the players. There's a role for the coaches.
There's a role for the parents.
Yeah, yeah. And once you start doing 2 of them, then you have problems.
Yeah. Yes.
You know.
I can agree with that. Pilier steps back in. He's got 2 strikes on him. And here's the pitch. And he is just nubbed back to the pitcher. Gets up and makes a great play. What a play by Ellington, who dove off the mound, attempted to make the catch, smothered the ball, but still was able to get up quick enough and fire to first base for that second out. And now the Halloran Hawks are just 1 out away from that championship trophy.
We'll take a look at it right here. You see, he tried to catch it, hit the grass, but he came up and he threw it right away. You know, it's a nice job by the pitcher.
Great play, great reflexes to make a play like that.
So 2 outs, it's 15-7.
And this is Dustin Somoji stepping in for his first plate appearance tonight. You mentioned earlier the job he's done behind the plate. He's done a very good job back there earlier. Speaking of good jobs, that's a great block in front of the plate there. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Halloran up 15-7. Dustin Somoji trying to keep things going for Estabrook, trying to repeat as champions. And he takes one. A lot of HBPs going on here. And that's going to roll over to the top of the order, and Hunter Black as he steps back in. Hawkins asking, are we going to get a warning for anybody for these?
Well, he's looking at that's the third one this inning.
Yeah.
And I can kind of concur. If there's a 4th one, I think they have to change it. But I don't think he was intentionally throwing at anybody.
No. I mean, you're 1 out away from winning the title. You're not throwing at anybody on purpose.
Your 8 runs up.
Hunter Black called a timeout, and it was granted just before the pitch. As we're here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Halloran 1 out away from winning the championship here. You've been watching TV 20 Sports. Hunter Black steps back in. And here's Ellington with the pitch. That one beat into the dirt. Both runners are going to move up. And that moves runners into scoring position for one Hunter Black. Still 2 down. There's a pitch to Black called for a strike. Ellington can smell it now. He's trying to get that last out. Throws a fastball high. 2 balls and 1 strike on Hunter Black. Runners in 2nd and 3rd. Black with a scorching foul into the dugout and right back out of the dugout.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we want to get out of here before anyone else gets hurt.
Well, we know we got 2 strikes. We know we got 2 outs. And I think he had 2 balls on that.
Calls timeout once again. Ellington steps off the mound. Black takes a practice swing, steps back in, knowing he's got to do something with this pitch. And here's the throw from Ellington. Strike three. I'm sorry, that is low. That is a low fastball. We're getting some John from the coaches.
Parents.
Well, here we go.
Full count now. Or was that ball 4?
That was ball 4. So Hunter Black takes a walk, loads the bases now with 2 out. Halloran with a 15-7 lead.
Now it's going to be number 5.
It
from
looks like
Estabrook.
Eliezer Toledo stepping in. He's an 11th grader out of Garrett Morris High School. Two down, bases loaded. Halloran gets the strikeout, and that is it, Tim. 15-7 is your final score as the Hawks of Halloran beat the Hawks from Estabrook for the championship here in 2024, the Senior Boys Championship. 15-7 your final score.
Well, you can see it right here. He threw it up and tight. He couldn't, just overmatched him right there.
Yep, just overpowered him.
Well, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, Nicole will have our champions and our outstanding player of today's game.
And I'm here with the 2024 League Championship for Men's Baseball, the Halloran Hawks. I'd like to award this championship to the MVP of the game today. He had 4 RBIs and 2 runs over in the first inning. 2-run homer in the first inning. Ishmael Sotero. Is there anything you'd like to say for the game today? And I'd like to present the trophy for the 2024 Men's Championship to the coach. Is there anything you'd like to say about the game today and how your team performed?
I don't want to be cocky, but since the beginning, I knew what was going to happen. Thank you.
Back to you, Tim.
Well, there you see it again, Brandon. We really looked at this game and we thought 3-1, you know, but today it was unbelievable.
Who would have seen this coming? I mean, player of the game, Ishmael Sostre, he set the tone for the game really right off the bat, literally off the bat in the first inning with a 2-run homer. And they were off to the races. But, you know, Estabrook, they tried to keep it close in those middle innings, just couldn't keep it within reach.
Yeah, but again, our special thanks to everybody. Again, folks, the trophies and the awards were provided by Boyd Watterson, Tim Highland. Tim, thank you so much in providing and making this possible. And Brandon, thank you for coming today. We got two more to go yet, right? Three more to go.
We've got 3 more to go. It's been a blast so far, Tim. Thanks so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to doing more with you.
So next week we'll have the junior championship game, where it'll be the Michael Zone Raiders and Roberto Clemente. So stay close to the channel. Again, for Brandon Baxter, I'm Tim Wells. Thanks for being part of TV 20. Good night, everyone.